A show of support for Penn State head coach Joe Paterno amid child sex abuse allegations regarding his former assistant. This has Paterno making a big announcement today.
I have never acted inappropriately with anyone, period.
Herman Cain taking time away from his campaign to react to sexual harassment allegations, plus another accuser making herself known to the public. Mistreatment of those who made the ultimate sacrifice, who's accused of not properly caring for our fallen soldiers' bodies. And the vote that could have made abortion illegal in one state. Did it pass? Your Independent News Network starts right now. Hello everyone, I'm Mike Bickle. Several big scandals top the news on INN this evening. We begin with the child sex scandal at Penn State. That's led to the winningest coach in football history, Joe Paterno, announcing his retirement at the end of the season. This stems from sex abuse allegations against former assistant coach Jerry Sandusky. Back in 2002, Paterno received a report Sandusky was seen having sex with a 10-year-old boy in the locker room shower. Paterno passed that on to his boss but didn't call police. He released this statement earlier today. I am absolutely devastated by the developments in this case. I grieve for the children and their families, and I pray for their comfort and relief. I've come to work every day for the last 61 years with one clear goal in mind, to serve the best interest of the university and the young men who have been entrusted to my care. I have the same goal today. That's why I have decided to announce my retirement effective at the end of this season. He went on to say, this is a tragedy. It is one of the great sorrows of my life. With the benefit of hindsight, I wish I had done more. Paterno does have a lot of support. Students are rallying around the coach, showing up at his house last night. He had this to say to his fans.
It's hard for me to tell you how much this means to me. All right, you guys, I've lived for this place. I've lived for people like you guys and girls.
Meanwhile, Sandusky is accused of sexually abusing 8 boys, but others are coming forward claiming to be victims. Athletic Director Timothy Curley and Senior Vice President Gary Schultz are now charged with perjury. They're out on bail. Both have resigned from the university. Now on to the Herman Cain sexual harassment controversy, and another woman is going public with her accusations. Karen Kashar has ties to the National Restaurant Association, where Cain served as CEO in the 90s. She left the association in 1999 and was hired at the Immigration and Naturalization Service. She says Cain harassed her multiple times. Cain is denying all allegations and made this statement yesterday after another woman came forward on Monday.
The charges and the accusations I absolutely reject. They simply didn't happen. They simply did not happen.
Sharon Bialak is the other woman who has come forward. She claims Cain groped her at a dinner in 1997 after she had been laid off from the National Restaurant Foundation. Cain says he doesn't even remember her. 2 other women are accusing him, but they have not come forward. Most politicians are not saying much about the Cain allegations, but Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and the RNC chairman have this to say.
You know, we have a lot going on around here without getting into the presidential contest. I think the voters in Iowa and New Hampshire and South Carolina and Florida will sort all that out. And I think we'll get a nominee who's electable.
I mean, I think we can all agree on that. And allegations are always serious in campaigns like this, especially these kinds of allegations. And so he's got to deal with them, and he said that he would continue dealing with them.
Despite this scandal, Cain is holding steady in most polls, just ahead of Mitt Romney. Now, a shocking story of gross mismanagement in the handling of remains of the nation's war dead at the Dover Air Force Base mortuary. The year-long inquiry found 14 allegations of wrongdoing involving the remains of 4 war dead. There were several instances where remains were lost. One account found a Dover mortician dismembered a badly damaged arm of a dead Marine because it could not be suitably arranged for viewing purposes. Those Dover workers named in the report have been reprimanded or transferred. Now to Mississippi, where voters were not on board with a controversial measure known as personhood that was on the ballot yesterday. The proposal, also known as Amendment 26, asked Mississippi voters to amend the state constitution to define life as beginning at conception. it would have eliminated abortion, including cases of women who are the victims of rape and incest, and even in cases that jeopardize the life of the mother.
I think voters rejected a measure that they understood to be dangerous and that they understood to be bad for women and families in Mississippi.
We're not conceding because we did our duty. We have obeyed God. We have declared the truth. We have impacted our state.
While the initiative appeared to have a lot of support, it was opposed by some national right-to-life groups, and the Catholic Church in Mississippi said the amendment was too extreme. Overseas now, Italy's prime minister has agreed to resign. Silvio Berlusconi says he will step down after the next budget is approved by Parliament. Italy is currently facing a major debt crisis. The 75-year-old prime minister has come under increasing pressure to resign in recent days. He had weathered many previous crises, including sex scandals and corruption trials, during his 3 terms in office. Moving on to Russia now, where one man's 6 secrets is revealed. Here's your Global News Now. A gruesome discovery: Russian police arrested a man for stealing human remains from local cemeteries to take them home and dress them up as dolls. Authorities say they found at least 29 female bodies in the home. Several plaques from gravestones, maps of local cemeteries, and doll-making manuals were also retrieved during that search. Leaders from Russia, France, Germany, and the Netherlands inaugurated a gas pipeline that was 15 years in the making. The Nord Stream pipeline started delivery of its first supplies of Russian gas to an estimated 26 million homes in Europe. The pipeline passes under the Baltic Sea. It's the longest subsea pipeline in the world at 745 miles. In London, police hope a large student protest will stay peaceful, but officers are prepared for potential violence. 10,000 students are joining the demonstration. They are opposing cuts to the education budget and higher tuition fees. 4,000 officers have been deployed to keep an eye on. And that's your Global News Now. A lack of rain finally ended a 3-year search for a missing woman in East Texas. Brenda Oliver disappeared in July of 2008. The remains of her body were found Saturday inside her car in a private lake. Investigators say the long summer drought lowered the lake level and eventually uncovered the mystery. The car was found by a rancher and his grandson who owned that private lake.
Winds was blowing Saturday and kind of choppy, and it was kind of going up and down, and you could see the windshield on the front and the back of the car.
It's believed Oliver committed suicide because she was distraught over the drowning death of her son, who also committed suicide back in 2000. Rap fans are very sad today after hearing the news of Heavy D's death. Police say he collapsed in his Beverly Hills home yesterday morning and died a short time later at a Los Angeles hospital. Heavy D, whose real name is Dwight Arrington Myers, began his hip-hop career in 1987 with his group Heavy D and the Boys. The rapper turned actor can be seen playing a courthouse guard in the newly released Eddie Murphy film Tower Heist. He was 44. Well, there's plenty more to come on INN. It's a day that only comes around once every 100 years, and businesses have big plans for 11-11-11. Details on how you can score a deal. And she's the queen of super steals and sharing the wealth. Erica Rodriguez gets to the root of one woman's spending problems in today's budget makeover, and why you may want to leave pecan pie off the menu over the holidays. It's all next on INN.